What's good, YouTube? We're talking college sports in the Deep South, where college football is king, and on the plains of Auburn, the battle cry is War Eagle. Kennard, Vernon Stewart here once again, talking about a little bit of Auburn football ad nauseum, maybe. Man, we've been talking a lot about Auburn today, man. I'm kind of on this rampage. You guys keep coming with the content ideas. You know what I'm saying? If y'all wouldn't say the stuff in the comment section, I wouldn't, I'd take a break. But no, I can't take a break because you guys want this information, man, and y'all keep coming with this stuff in the comment section. And I was over on social media just a few minutes ago, and I've been trying to dissect this whole Auburn logo thing change, which, I mean, from a personal standpoint, I don't particularly have a problem with it because the variations are not, profound. But then when you really look at it, it's awkward. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you really look at the logo, it's kind of awkward. I'm trying to see how it's going to fit on the helmet. Was really not trying to see some weird stuff going on with the helmet combination for Auburn. And, even had artists. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel. And as always on this channel, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. But in continuing with this whole AU logo thing, I mean, I think the university, honestly, was really just pushing the envelope. I don't think they did it in a malicious kind of way. I really thought that because of the, change that people tend to want, sometimes they thought that this was going to be one of those situations. But man, when I tell you the backlash is real, man, it is absolutely real. You got people that's talking about, we don't need a change in the logo. We need a change in the coaching staff. Crazy stuff. We need change in more things of value to the actual fan base and the alumni base and things of that nature. Why go and change the logo? And I can kind of agree with them. That was just an unnecessary, distractive change, in my opinion. And I have the utmost respect. I'm an Auburn alumnus, so I have the utmost respect for the Auburn culture, Auburn University, and member of the Auburn Alumni Association, all that stuff. And I just think that this one was one that at least should have gotten the opinion of the fan base, alumni, things like that. But to kind of just spring this on this alumni, in the SEC, man, these teams are passionate about every freaking aspect of my team, of their teams. I mean, it's to the point where in the SEC, in college football, I've learned it in doing the court coverage of Oregon. I'll tell you guys, I've gained a whole nother respect for the Pac-12. Those guys are passionate about football, even out on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? That if you want to watch a passionate football, non-SEC football game, look at Stanford and Oregon. I felt like I was watching a SEC game. You know what I'm saying? Look at Washington against Oregon and how the fans get so into it. They're no different than us, guys. Now, of course, we recruit they're starting to learn how we recruit in the SEC, which is why you're starting to see a lot more physical play, a lot less of that West Coast offense that you're accustomed to. But those fans are really passionate out there, especially Oregon, man. I'm telling you, Oregon is hungry for a victory over Auburn in the Advocare Classic. But not to get too far off track, I did a video a while back, probably a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, where I talked about what if Auburn did the whole alternative uniform thing. Oh, my goodness. Now, you had some people who were okay with it. They were like, oh, hell yeah, man, let's go on and alternate this thing every now and then, but not on the big games. And then you had some guys, hey, if you talking about this, if you agree totally with totally changing the uniform, I'm subscribing from your channel. Man, it was rough. But I get it, though. You know what I'm saying? College football is all about, it's one of the things that makes college football unique from any sport in any genre of sport is the tradition, is the pageantry, is the culture. And when you start shaking up the culture of college football, that's when you start, things start to get kind of crazy for you. That's one thing you don't want to mess with, is the culture of a college football team. Auburn fans were absolutely okay with the logo as it was. And they probably were not even concerned about the logo but until the change was made, which is how we do in human nature sometimes. We take it for granted. And then you got a guy, what you want to change the logo for? I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of awkward looking, but I don't know, what's wrong with the logo we got? You know? If you didn't hear, hell, if anything, change the stuff that the fan base is complaining about. I didn't hear any uproar prior to the logo change that there was a issue with the logo. It's almost like the universe is like, hey, let's do something. Let's just change the logo. You know, we've had this logo for a little while. Let's upgrade this thing. Let's modernize the logo. Now, I will admit, I did have some Auburn alumni that made some comments about it, especially some of my more artistic Auburn alumni, like Monica Gibbs, who was one of my classmates during the time, somewhat classmate. I think I might have been a couple of years older than Monica, but she's definitely a very, very good artist. She got her degree from Auburn and then went to the Art Institute, so she's very well versed in the whole artistic thing. And she did make mention, as most of the artists, because, you know, Auburn has a good architecture program and all that other stuff, but most of your artists actually made some points to where the logo is more crisp, or the logo is more suitable for uniform and stuff. Like, it's more crisp. It's more, it's just from their artistic language, it's better in that way, better in a more artistic way than the old logo. So, I mean, you know, you got a lot of different perspectives as to how this logo thing can go. But one thing about it, whenever you change anything, especially with this Power 5 football and these traditions and things of that nature, you're going to get the backlash, okay? Just like if Oregon, for example, if they just stuck to one uniform, their fans would be like, man, what's up, with no variation? Because that's become their culture, to where they come out with the crazy uniforms. Now you look at Auburn, they come out with crazy uniforms, and you might have some guys that leave the game. You know, Auburn decided to come out in the Louisville game with the orange socks and the orange shoes, and we were all like, oh, you know, it's not terrible, but, you know, kind of not what we were expecting. So with the Auburn logo thing, I mean, I'm not totally opposed to it, but I do understand the sentiments of the fan base. It was an unnecessary change, in my opinion. I think they could have left the logo alone. Just leave everything alone. Let's keep the recruiting going. Gus, win so we can get you off the hot seat and improve the perception of the Auburn program. But the logo was definitely just not a necessary quote-unquote distraction for this already on edge Auburn fan base. Just don't think it was necessary. All right, let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about this logo change. Man, the fan base are not even 50-50 on this one. It seems like it's more 85-15 on this logo thing. As always, on this channel, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger. Kennard Vernon Stewart once again for a brief podcast on the AU logo and tradition, the idea of tradition in college football. Go ahead and like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel. War Eagle.